Hello, welcome back. I'm Abhishek Silva, an undergraduate of the JAM Institute for Advanced Technology. Welcome back with the question series of Database Management System 1, and today I'm here with the question set 31. The bill book system is used to keep information on the bills of the shoe store called earlier shoe center. This method is used for a long time, but using this method will embarrass the shop owner and employees. The accountant working in the shop pointed out to the shop owner the disadvantages of the bill book system. Disadvantages pointed out were the loss of bill books, damage to bill books, and the need for separate space for storing bill books. Because of these factors, the store owner realized that the bill book system is difficult to use and decides to use computer system. The software was developed by HeidiSoft, a software development company. You work as a senior software engineer at this company. You and your team are tasked with creating the database of this software. Create the required ER diagram. For that, to do this, follow the instructions below. Name the database as earlier shoe center. So as the first question, create a user table for storing the information of all the customers and all the supplies in the store as shown below. And as a second question, create a gender table for storing the gender of all the customers and all the suppliers in the store as shown below. And as third question, write a table named user type to store the type of software users. To do so, use the instructions below. And as the next question, create a system login table to store the login details of software users. And as the fifth question, create a table called address to store the addresses of the software users. To do so, use the instructions below. And as a last question, create a table called city to store the cities of the software users addresses. To do so, use the instructions below. So today I'm using MySQL Workbench as we have to draw an ER diagram. So then let's move to MySQL Workbench. So then let's create the ER diagram. Click on File, New Model, and double click on this MyDB to change the database name. Change the database name to earlier shoe center, and then close this and double click on this add diagram to add a new ER diagram. So then let's create the user table. At first, click on this icon, click anywhere in the workspace and double click on that and change the table name to user. And then let's add the first column named user ID with the data type as int and make it auto increment and make it the primary. And then the first name column with the data type varchar and length 45, and then the last name column with the data type varchar and length 45, and then the contact number column with the data type varchar and length 10, set the length to 10. And then at last the status column with the data type int, make the data type to int, and then close this table. And let's create the gender table. Click on this icon, click anywhere in the workspace and double click on it and change the table name to gender. And then let's add the first column as gender ID with the data type int and make it primary key and auto increment. And then the gender name with the data type varchar and length 10, set the length to 10. And then let's create the next table named user type and click again on this icon, click anywhere in the workspace and double click on it and then change the table name to user type. And then let's add the first column named user type ID with the data type int and make it primary key and auto increment. And then the user type name with the data type varchar and length 45, and then close this table. So then let's add the system login table. So then click on this icon again and click anywhere in the workspace and double click on it and change the table name to system login. And then let's add the first column name login ID with the data type int and make it auto increment and the primary key. And then the username column with the data type varchar and length 20, set the length to 20. And then the password column with the data type varchar and length 45. So then close this table and click again on this icon and click anywhere in the workspace and double click on the table to change the table details. So then change the table name to address, and let's add the first column name address ID with the data type int and make it primary key and auto increment. And then the number column with the data type varchar and length 45, and then the street 1 column with the data type varchar and length 45, and then the street 2 column with the data type varchar and length 45. So then close this table and then let's add the next table called city. Click on this icon again and click in the workspace and double click on it. Change the table name to city and let's set the first column name city ID with the data type int and make it primary key and auto increment. And then the city name column with the data type Vacha and length 45. So then in the question set number 31, we created the user table with the primary key user ID and gender table with the primary key gender ID, and the user type table primary key as user type ID, and then also the city table with the primary key as city ID. Similarly, the address table with the primary key address ID, and also the system login table with the primary key as login ID. So then let's forward engineer this model. Click on next, and next again, and then close. So then let's move to HeidiSQL Software to see whether this database has created. So here is our database name Aralia Shoe Center, and here are the tables that we have created: the address table, and also the city table, gender table, system login table, user type table, and also user table. So then let's meet to the next video, and bye for now.